Good start. We are good to start, and we have in the class about say 7 people. One is hiding here, not on the camera, but she can come forward, and it'll build up over time. We expect to see about 20 people coming into the class any moment soon.
Okay.
On the screen we have Dawn, who recently who exited the armed forces, Army as well as Air Force. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then
started in the Air Force right out of high school in 2003. Transferred Army in 2007. Got called up and did convoy security over in Iraq. Since then, my last set of active orders was last September, and in February I started doing the Veterans to Work Salesforce program. And now I am here in Wesley Village, Southern California, as an administrator working with Salesforce.
Sweet deals. And here we have 19 Army, 1 Navy officer people. Mix of smart people leaving the armed forces, leaving the military, trying to find a career in the IT industry, the high-tech industry. Some of them who are here right now have taken Salesforce training also, in addition to the program that we are running through. Some of them have attended the Salesforce conference that recently happened.
Oh, Dreamforce.
Yes, the Dreamforce conference. So here is Jeff, who went there, and one more person also went there, Niku, who's not here yet. And so they'll talk to you more about what they have experienced in terms of the training they have taken through, and in terms of the conference they attended. And I would like to ask you some questions about your perspective. Where do you work? What do you work on? And what does it take to get a job like you have in the company that you work at? And so maybe if you can take a few minutes and describe what you currently, as you transition out of the armed forces, what did you do? What steps that you did to achieve what you have is what we would like to learn from you.
Okay. Well, actually, I took the Veterans Salesforce class back in February. It was hosted by John Reynolds. It was actually at the Salesforce headquarters in Fremont, up in San Francisco. And after that, I ended up getting an internship working with Xerox North America. After that, I'd say one of the best things as you guys are transitioning out of the service and into the new world, definitely get a LinkedIn account. And I believe last week met Dave Gall. He actually has a great program for veterans through GE, using his software that he's created, as well as LinkedIn, kind of combining the two so that way you can optimize everything that LinkedIn has for veterans. Last time I checked, they actually LinkedIn still offers their free Premier support. It basically have like the best profile you can have through LinkedIn's program for veterans. So that's one thing that I would definitely recommend: get a LinkedIn profile, as well as if you're into IT, such as Salesforce, or if you're recommending other IT disciplines. Dice.com also is another great one. My first actual admin job that I got out of my internship, I found cruising one of the forums on LinkedIn, and basically there was a sales operation manager put a posting out there. I replied to it, kind of told her what was going on, transferring out, all that, and ended up getting the position.
Nice. So when you say Salesforce, it was not really a Salesforce type job, but a sales management role. What was the title?
No, it was the sales operations manager is the one that approached me, the one that I spoke with. But it was actually a job as a Salesforce administrator. It was the only one supervising 125 actual users in Salesforce.
Nice. Good. Nice. So in terms of maybe a kind of a trivial question, what do you actually do when you do a Salesforce administrator? What do you do to begin with?
It really depends on the type of work that you're with. There's a couple of different fields out there, especially as Salesforce continues to grow. But I work more on the sales side, and there's the Sales Cloud, the Service Cloud, the Marketing Cloud. I personally have experience with the Sales Cloud. And you do everything from setting up users to working on reports, like creating reports, dashboards for them, setting up approval processes. And actually, at the moment, I'm working towards, I created my first Apex trigger and implemented that last week. So you're kind of really, it's a really broad field, and there's a lot you can do within the Salesforce platform. I personally think it's a great career. I was security forces in the Air Force and infantry in the Army, and had no IT background at all. And I love what I'm doing now with Salesforce, and I recommend anyone who's interested in that type of work to definitely get into it and put your head down and kind of push forward.
I think, hey, Don, this is Jeff. Hey, we met at Dreamforce. Nice to
Okay.
meet you. Hey,
Over at Chevy's or the Green Zone.
yeah, at the Vets to Work final thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So you brought up a good point. That I think there's a few folks in the class, myself included, don't have an IT background. And if we're looking for Salesforce type jobs or along the lines of what you're doing, what I'm curious in is how did you tailor your resume to get that job basically? So how did you how did you fix your resume to shed light on your previous experience, even though it's not IT related?
So a bit of it had to do with like project management, leading teams, being a team leader. I utilized that, and there was actually a really good article that I found on LinkedIn that referred to some of the keywords that HR managers and different corporations use, because they actually have like a tool kind of scans the resume before they even get it. And so you put some of those like led, managed, supervised, completed, successfully, those kind of terms. Quantify dollar amounts, like if for instance you worked with whole fleet MRAPs or something like that. Trying to actually look up how much, depending on what type of MRAP it was, how much each of those was or was worth, and say that you maintain this much worth of that kind of inventory or upgraded, that kind of thing, as well as with the Salesforce, with the Veterans Work Program. JR, John Reynolds, he sometimes has the ability to kind of take people in and help them with internships, even if it's just within Veterans Work, and you can use some of that experience on your resume as well.
What did it take for you to get your administrator's certificate? I mean, I know that some of us have gone through the training, and what I'm starting to find out is that even just like doing the exercises, that's not enough. It's like you really got to study the videos essentially. And is that right, or is there other sources out there that were helpful for you?
There was, and it tying back into your previous question. Another thing that I did was I went and found nonprofits that wanted to integrate Salesforce. As long as they're actually registered 501c3, they can get up to 10 licenses, and basically by working with them, even if it's a tiny little nonprofit, you still are getting hands-on experience. And one of the greatest things that you can that'll help you towards getting your ADM 201, as well as your DEF 401, is just hands-on experience. I went through the complete Veterans Work course, which was like the 355-minute online course, and also was a 2-week class in San Francisco, and some other videos that JR had recommended. Some were on YouTube, some of them were on the help and training section there within the Salesforce org. And a combination of utilizing as much of those resources as you can, as well as doing whatever it takes to actually get just hands-on experience. And couple those together is, in my opinion, the best recipe for success as far as getting ready on tour one.
Here.
So how hard is the exam that you need to pass to get a Salesforce administration certification?
It's definitely not easy. I can tell you that out of everyone that went through the cohort, we were cohort 2 from the Veterans Work Program, and only one person that sat that Friday afternoon after going through that whole program actually got their ADM 201 on the first try. So it's not that it's impossible. It is definitely challenging though, and again, that's where I think that getting the hands-on experience, even if it's with a tiny nonprofit, it definitely need that hands-on experience in order to make everything just, kind of pop when you need to go on the test.
So apart from the training that you did, the online training modules, did you do something else beyond those watching videos and doing the steps needed in order for you to successfully pass the exam?
Studying wise, no, but the like I said, the hands-on experience with the nonprofits, and if any of y'all are interested in maybe if you know of anyone that I guess if you have the time to help out with a nonprofit, maybe implement it, I'd definitely be interested in helping you. Y'all can feel free to reach out to me and kind of give you some pointers as far as where to start and how to have a conversation with them.
Yeah, I think it'll help to get the names of these nonprofits and maybe an introduction to us so that we can formally request them, these nonprofit organizations, and get some volunteer work done for that organization.
Yes.
So that in eventuality, once we do some volunteer work, that we can claim that we have experience in addition to just the watching video part, and that's
Correct.
what I'd like to have. If you know some companies or organizations or nonprofits that need some help, we have time, we have energy, we have motivation and the desire
Okay.
and the willingness and the ability to succeed.
Okay.
We want to help.
Definitely. I can tell you that as far as me in the nonprofit experience, one of them was Operation Care and Comfort, based out of San Jose. Another one, or another resource though, which I highly recommend, and I can help connect you to that resource, is so Salesforce. They have a huge 111 philosophy as far as the philanthropy, and the Salesforce Foundation actually has an entire network of nonprofits that need help. So I can connect you with the people that actually want to that are looking for that, and I'd love to do that.
I think that will be very nice. Please email out. You have my email address. Email it
Yes,
to me
right.
in class, and we will set up some connections, get some introductions, to specific organizations, and get some projects on the way.
Definitely.
Thank you.
What's the average salary for Salesforce administrators?
It really depends on your location. It's not bad. I can tell you that much. I'm actually still at work right now, so I can't give necessarily what I'm making at the moment. But it's not bad. It's more than you get on active duty. I guess there's one officer there at least. So can't say completely. But I'd say my first one, the least I've ever heard, actually started off, and that was a tiny little remote work from wherever, part-time kind of deal, but you get paid full-time, like full-time pay, part-time hours. Was $20 an hour. And I mean, so that was a starting off though, but that was my very first actual that was my internship. So. No, but it definitely and that was it's another great thing about this type of work is being that it's cloud-based. There are a lot of remote opportunities out there. So if you are more the type that would like to work from Starbucks every day, there is a possibility, especially with the more experience you get, that you can work from wherever, work from the beach, as long as you have internet access. You can basically work from there.
So some of us in the class, they have not taken Salesforce training. Not everybody has.
Okay.
But then they have other types of work experiences in the class as well as outside the class, and that relates to Google Apps administration, Office 365 administration, understanding infrastructure as a service, using some Heroku, using open source tool set called Chef. Like apart from Salesforce, what other types of jobs do you see in the San Francisco region or wherever you work?
Well, I can tell you here where I currently work, there's a high need for developers. It's kind of a marketing / tech company, and the majority of everyone here is either a salesperson or IT or developer, and they always seem to be hiring for developers here.
So do you call yourself a developer, or rather I should say, are you a developer? Do you code?
Since I got back from Dreamforce, yes. Between then and last February, though, no, I was strictly an administrator. Since then, I've written 2 Apex triggers, and I actually just went back to Park College, local community college here, and I'm going to start actually picking up HTML so that I can work with Visualforce more, and also continue the Apex trigger and Apex program within Salesforce.
Makes sense.
So that's another great thing. A lot of the companies out here, even like the internship, they all are, or most of them, are very interested in helping you continue your education and your professional development. So if you are the type that wants to go and start on the admin track and you see what the opportunities are within Salesforce and how much you can actually customize it and make it work more efficiently. Most companies are willing to help get you into programming and development, and whether that's sending you to another class or sending you to like an actual like a community college or anything like that. They're very interested in that, and they're willing to help you.
So the idea is to continue to learn even if you get a job.
Correct. Yes. Basically, the more literally, especially in this field, the more you learn, the more you have a possibility of earning.
Yep. It's a never-ending game.
No.
Learn.
Kind of like in the military, you go through certain courses, you learn pick up new skills, learn new things, and end up eventually getting promoted, that kind of thing.
Yep. So I have further questions, like in the context of, let's say, begin with Salesforce has two different certification routes. One is the development route, which is not the current focus of this class. The current administration route. So let's begin with that point of view. In the administration route, once we finish off watching those videos and doing some exercises and taking the exam, and we have a certification in our hand that gets us administration certification. Now what? Now where do we begin after that?
My suggestion is again, look for nonprofit experience, and even look for the nonprofit experience while you're doing it. So that way, as soon as you have your cert and you have that limited experience, there's plenty of companies out there that are looking for admins. Actually, there was an article on Dice where I think this year over last year it's up 47% for administrators and companies looking for administrators. So you want to, I don't know if you were asking from an education side or as far as an actual like getting a job side.
It's purely focused on job. Of course, certification.
Okay. Yeah, definitely get your LinkedIn profile squared away. If you have any questions, David Gal, the guy that was speaking last week, or myself, definitely would be willing to help you and kind of give you some pointers. And I can even tell you, so when we were going through the class in San Francisco, there was a couple of West Point guys and Annapolis guys that actually work at corporate. They're like senior VPs of Salesforce, the actual company itself. And one of the main things they said was, so as far as your discipline appearance, always make sure that you put your best foot forward and continue to put your best foot forward. Go out and invest a little bit of money in some clothes. Button-up shirts, slacks, nice jeans, dress shoes, stuff like that. Look definitely presentable. As well as the LinkedIn profile and Dice, and those are the two primary places that you can most likely end up getting your first gig. Their first paid gig, anyway.
Yeah, so you mentioned a Dice article. You also mentioned a LinkedIn article. It would be nice if you can find them and email me a link. So I can make
definitely.
That would be relevant. And also, since we are only a few minutes left, what I would like to do is check if there are any questions and ask you for, in case we want to follow up with some additional questions as we go along towards finishing off that Salesforce training that some of us have access and are going through the program. The next step is to actually get certification and then also identify specific non-profit organizations that might be interested in getting some work done as a volunteer. Is something that I think we want to take those steps. Very concrete steps that we want to take is to enable these experiences for us in the classroom as we proceed towards that end game, which is to land a job that we want. And please email us those links that you have in mind. And also, let's open a channel where all of us who need some help specifically from you, I'll pass on your email address to them so that they can connect with you on LinkedIn, on email as needed, and just have a discussion going where specific guidance that you may have with your hands-on experience will be helpful. So I hope thank you for that your willingness to help out and that you're doing. So I appreciate that.
Definitely. I've been where you guys are sitting, and I wasn't up at JBLM, but I've been on the country and everything. I totally understand that feeling of you're like, okay, so I'm ETSing. What's next? Another thing as far as Salesforce is concerned, though, They're actually corporate itself is in the process of putting some together called Vet Force, which I apologize, I do forget your name, but I believe the guy there in the middle of the room, he has a bit of information about that. Yeah, that guy. So yeah, it's they're going to be announcing some more stuff come Veterans Day, as far as how they're working with various companies, and like their focus is on getting all you guys jobs. They want to put 10,000 troops, airmen, sailors, so forth. They want to put us not only through the training, but actually get us successfully placed in a company and continue to train us and get us on the right path. So it's one of the awesome parts of corporate is that they actually have, like I said, a couple of senior VPs there that were West Point grads, we're Annapolis grads, and they're the ones kind of pulling the strings behind the scenes for us. So we do have them in our corner.
I think that tremendously helps, is having an insider in the company, like you in your company, and like that person you're mentioning in the Salesforce company helps. And so we look forward to receiving that information on the Veterans Day, which is November 11th. When we do not have a class that day, but we at least look for what announcements come out.
I think it's like salesforce.com/vetforce or something like that is the actual the page. It is up right now. The stuff that's going to be announced on Veterans Day or shortly after that it isn't up there yet, but they do have a page actually in place right now.
Nice. So I think Jeff is just posting that link to the classroom. So we have a page,
okay,
Facebook-like tool in the class. That's what we are using. So Jeff is posting a link for everybody in that tool right now.
Nice.
Yep. So
I don't know if y'all have, if everyone there has Salesforce access or not, like to the same org, but if you do, try and use Chatter. I mean, anything you can find, such as Chatter, like to communicate and all that, it's more hands-on experience that you guys can utilize later on.
Yep, Chatter is useful. And are you on Chatter on your own personal email as well as corporate email, or do you participate in Chatter at all?
I have Chatter through the company that I'm with, as well as I do have access to the Veterans for Chatter under Cohort 2.
Okay. Nice. So I think this cohort, these Cohort 5, I don't know what yeah. So Cohort 5 is this group, but I don't know if the cross-cohort chatting is possible in the tool or not. I have no idea.
If it is in the Veterans Work org, it is, yes.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So with that, I think I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your help and your willingness to continue to help. We appreciate that very much. And I know you're working still at work, although I see bobbleheads on the back, which is nice. It's kind of a good workplace. And with that, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being available on the Hangout, and we'll connect again.
My pleasure. And if any of you have any questions or need to get a hold of it all, you can catch me on LinkedIn. And I'll actually have both my email addresses. He has my cell phone number, whatever. If you guys need to get a hold of me, get a hold of me. So.
Thank you, Don. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.